Hey, welcome back to the Weekly Word Outdoor Adventure Time. Thanks for joining us. We're doing our series. We're on the second one of this series. It'll be 3, I guess. But last week we're on the other end of Starr Mountain, or Starr's Mountain as people called it when I was young. Today they've dropped the S, but it had the possessive to Caleb Starr. But now we're all the way on the north end, the boundary of the Forest Service out here on this end, as a matter of fact. And we're on an old historic road that is the White Cliff Springs Hotel Road. It's just kind of neat. I know this road's been here since way before the Civil War. Sherman stayed at White Cliff Springs Hotel, and maybe he came up this road too to get to it, I guess, because that road we travel on the north end now wasn't there until around 1940 or so. And this one was a continuation of, at the intersection of Highway 39 out of Inglewood and I guess that's 310 Mecca Pike out of Etowah where they meet. 39 just continued on up the mountain back in that day. And it was a really good grade, a better grade than one we use today, and a lot less twists and turns in it. And at one time it was probably one of the best roads in the country because Harvey McGill, the proprietor of the hotel, they made sure with their clientele that they had that they wanted to make sure there weren't any rocks or potholes. Anything stayed prepared and repaired. You can see here today all the old rocks that were stacked along the side of the road as they was just getting them out to make a smooth carriage ride, because their clientele were upper end people that back in the day before air conditioners, if you had means, you could go stay the summer in a high mountain resort somewhere where it was cooler, and they'd get on the trains from all over the country and end up at Mouse Creek, Tennessee, which today is known as Niota. And then from the train station in Niota, the hotel ran a hack service. You could get on the carriage and ride up to the hotel where they had bowling alleys and riding stables and a nice gazebo around the spring. It's just a really upper crust resort there. 150 rooms, 3 stories high. Advertisement I saw from the 1890s, or advertising said you can see Mount Mitchell from here. That's way over behind the Smokies in North Carolina, and I believe they was right. I sat there on the foundation one day and I could see right in behind the Smokies, and I thought on a clear day, I bet from the 3rd story you probably could. This would also been the road, I guess, that Mason Evans would have come from Panther Bluff and traveled back and forth to the hotel on this section right through here, the old hack road. It was just down below the cave a little ways here. But it's just kind of neat to see these old historic roads and see that they're still here today. Nobody ever gets out in this part of the forest, but it's kind of interesting to look at it and go back in time and think of all the people from all over the country that used to come back and forth on this road. But they had to put a new road one day. This one got too bad, so that's kind of what happens with roads. They come and go, don't they? Our main roads on Starr Mountain now is so bad that if they don't do something, they're going to have to turn them into horse trails or fix them or put them in a different route or something, because they're getting really bad. Worst in my lifetime, I think. But that's what the nature of roads is. They wear out and you replace them and put them somewhere else, I guess. But there's one road that never has to be repaired. It was a perfect road from the beginning. And Jesus has already been down that road. He created. He said there's a straight and narrow road. He said if you follow him, it ends in everlasting life. He said, now watch out, there's a broad road over there that there's all kinds of people on, but said it goes to everlasting destruction at the end of that road. And like Robert Frost said, he said there's 2 roads diverged in the woods, and I chose the one less traveled. And it's made all the difference. I hope you're on the road less traveled, because that's the one Jesus is on. It's you get on that road by making the decision for Christ that I'm going to follow him, because that's the way he's going. That's the way he's already been and blazed the road for us. Don't go where the rest of the world's going, though, because he said that ends in destruction in this world and in everlasting destruction to come, too. But make a decision for Christ if you haven't, and get on the good road, the blessed road. And we'll see you next week on the Weekly Word, Lord willing.